Hello and welcome to the program Violence Free World. My name is Kali. It's a very privileged session. Privileged because I have as guest on the program today an elder statesman. 94 is no joke. Yes, I'm referring to no other than His Excellency Ambassador Yahaya Kwande, former Ambassador of Nigeria to Switzerland. Excellency, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much indeed for inviting me.
Now, Excellency, let me start first by congratulating you on the nomination for the honors of a doctoral degree at the University of Jos. And again, it's a double, actually. Just recently, you celebrated 94. I just clap to that. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, Excellency, now let's go into the conversation. You have seen, in your 94 years on earth in Nigeria, you've seen several elections. Now, the bickering, the tension that characterized the last general elections, the 2023 general elections, is refusing to go away. It's taking too long to resolve. What, in your opinion, do you think is wrong? What do you think is peculiar with this last exercise?
We are starting on the wrong footing. Because the reason why we're having the problem today in Nigeria about our politics is because of the political history of Nigeria. I thought you should have taken me on what happened first. Then you would have even got the answer why we're in this problem. But the fact that you have already asked me, I will answer you. I think we are too greedy in Nigeria, and particularly the youth. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be wealthy. The competition on wealth is so much that our country is now in the hands of greedy people. Politics did not start today in Nigeria. We have been in. All this question of zoning or non-zoning, Christian, Muslim, it had been with us. But because it was just facts that we inherited from the ancestors, not with the violence that followed it. But at the moment, we developed the differences between us, ethnicity, religious differences, political differences. It's so much. Everything in Nigeria is for money. And so I think the answer I will give you is that the result has not come out because of the orientation of our young generation to have made question of wealth, individual selfish greediness. This should be the answer.
Okay, now the much talked about healing and reconciliation being broached everywhere. Some persons believe it's being frustrated because of incendiary remarks by some iconic individuals in the society. And this seemed like inseparable to politics. And how worrisome is this for you? I'm sure you've heard a whole lot of them. Even recently, that Mohammed was on TV and he spoke in a very inflammatory way, even though he spoke within his right. But all of this is happening on both ends, on all the political sides. How worrisome is this for you?
The people that are in the arena talking to Nigerians, I don't know whether they could have been the ones to be and whether they are qualified to be. the younger people that are there fighting for their principles. Why should you come and just sit down and be defending somebody arrogantly with impunity just to make money? I agree with you. The whole thing has gone worse because the players are hiding under the ignorance of youth that are now destroying our country. Listen to them, and you know that they are lying. How can somebody just fabricate a story because he's so good an orator that will come and play with the mentality of 200 million Nigerians, and he thinks we accept it? We accept what you are talking about. It wasn't like that before. Let me tell you, I don't know why even the arrogancy of politicians is such that they think you have to be a politician and to misbehave in Nigeria, because the youth have discovered that there is no government in Nigeria. I say so. Since some of you are criminally offending others and nobody punished, you get away with whatever you say and whatever you do in Nigeria today. And ordinary Nigerians are so loyal and humble people. If you see them in England, see them in Saudi Arabia, see them in America, they like to follow the queue. Because if they don't, there is somebody that will punish them. But in Nigeria, you just look at who is the authority on you. A Yoruba man? Then you went down on your stomach and look at him at the end of your eyes and say, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. And you are laughing at the man. And he will let you go with your crime. Exactly the same with the Hausa man or an Igbo man. These are not the only tribes in Nigeria, but they are representing. They are the major tribes that are representing minor. It doesn't mean that only the Igbo are in, the Igbo man is in Nigeria or Yoruba or Hausa. Of course, the Yoruba man calls me a Hausa man, or an Igbo man calls me a Hausa man. He doesn't know whether I'm Hausa man, but I am not. It's just because I wear Babaliga. So, we have to go back. Reorientation. We have to teach our people our culture and the virtues that we made. What is even Nigerian value? We haven't got it. We just now discovered ourselves as those that want to make money. I was laughing today when they were listing Nigerian most richest people. So you sit down. But it is only in Nigeria that you can be rich without anybody wanting to know the source of your wealth. Only in Nigeria. If today, as we have now met you, you are now a friend, and tomorrow you heard that I am now a billionaire, I come back. All you need to say is to tell me the story, how you were brought to me, and you are this, you are that, so that I can give you part of it. you wouldn't come and say, what happened? I didn't see you with this level of wealth, but only in 2 years you are like that? What happened? Ask me. Nobody. And that's what is happening in Nigeria.
You're talking about our values basically, and which needs to be redefined, and that's well, that's quite some work to do. Now, you earlier on touched on our ethnic and religious differences, basically. But you see, the last election ran on a tripod of Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, as represented by the three major candidates, especially going by the way the results came out. Now, I don't know how you think this further hurts our attempt at national integration.
I don't know. Sometimes I get confused as to whether it is facts that we follow our religions in such a way that we don't respect others. Because will you tell me that all the votes that my young friend Peter Obi got only based on ethnicity or religion? The problem is that there is no way to measure it. But I'm telling you, it was a revolution. It was something that people of Nigeria wanted. And they saw Peter Obi in that. People were not voting for him because he was a Christian. No, were they voting for him because he was a young man or because an Igbo man. It only happened that he was an Igbo man and there were people who were sympathetic to the plight of the Igbo man not being a president of Nigeria. One. Some people who are thinking that Peter Obi was a young man, and particularly his structure, or what do you call it, his features, is such that he fitted into the young man, short, energetic, and people went because of that. There were people who thought Christianity hasn't made it, but they were lying. Obasanjo was a Christian, or he is a Christian. Good luck is a Christian. Did you hear all this wrangling at the time they were ruling? Why is it now? People are only using reasons to get what they want out of selfishness, out of greediness. I'm repeating myself, greediness. So therefore, it could be corrected. You know, people thought by now we would have been killing ourselves. Because the way people were going to, before the actual election casting of vote, we thought the whole world was breaking on Nigeria. What happened? They did it, finished, and now people are talking about going to court. Let me tell you, nothing will happen.
When you say nothing will happen, what do you mean nothing will happen?
Nothing will happen that will break this country.
Okay.
Because the enmity, the hatred, hate speeches that is going on will die 24 hours after the court has declared the winner.
Maybe that perhaps speaks to our resilience as a people, to which Ibrahim Babangida hinted at sometime, that the resilience of Nigerians no bound. I think there's so much still to come back and talk about, but we'll go on this short break. I'll be right back after this timeout. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Violence Free World. I'm still with my guest, Ambassador Yahaya Kwande. Excellency, before we went on the break, Excellency, you've been into partisan politics for some time before you camped down, and in which case, every time there is an election, there are always issues of thuggery, where people try as much as possible to suppress votes or to coerce people. Failing to be able to persuade them, they employ thuggery inside all of this. Is it that this has become an inseparable part of politics in Nigeria?
Those who are promoting thuggery are very unpopular politicians who will not make it out of goodwill to the ordinary citizen of this country. They have nothing to offer. And the only way they will be recognized is when they control thugs. They promote thugs. They have money to give them. And they want this thing. They are not qualified for what they are asking for. I don't believe all these people that are in now will be happy. If you know you will win an election peacefully, you rather wait and win so that you can have opportunity of ruling the country instead of creating situation that will even make you get frightened. What is the use of it? So I believe that those who are promoting thuggery in politics, believe me, we know some of them because they go there to hire them. If you go and hire them today to fight me, after you would have gone, I will go and hire the same people to fight you. It's not that you have got them belonging to only one. It is now a trade in Nigeria to recruit innocent young Nigerians. Nobody have talked about their education. Nobody talk about their health. They are just there for you to hire and make use of it so that you and your children will get the better part of life, while the other people are there as tools to be used and be killed. Very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. Now, going forward, in the last general elections, the youth demography, youth anger, became projected so much. The youth anger was palpable, something you can almost touch. They wanted a paradigm shift, and they wanted it quickly, so badly, and that manifested from the way you saw the followership as far as Peter Obi is concerned. They call them obedience. So now, assessing this situation generally, do you think the anger, their expectation, their quest is realistic?
It's not. You could see, if you are now to go back and try again and put the same candidates with Obi as he is, believe me sincerely, he will be surprised because he wouldn't get a third of what he has got.
How so?
You know, that evolution, that anger of the youth, that anger of religious dichotomy was so apparent that anybody other than Obi could still have carried the way he did.
So it was not about Obi?
No. It was just an era based on the anger of different sections of Nigeria that was put together. And now you could see in some places it didn't work. But in Plateau here, we knew it worked. Since the majority of people, the majority, the Christian group are predominantly more than the Muslim, it appears. And so therefore, they were angry. They forgot. Oh, it's time Christians should be president of Nigeria. They forget that Tinubu, Obasanjo was a Christian. And Goodluck was a Christian. They forgot at that time. Now they are coming back, the common sense. They are reflecting of what did we do? Why did we do it? They don't think of how our plight, not getting something to eat, the poverty level in which we are, lack of education, who is coming to do for us? I remember when we were going around 1992 with Shehu Yaradua. He was contesting also to be president of Nigeria. I was with him. We went to Port Harcourt. I used to think that the bottom graphic of the River Niger was just something somebody decided. But we went in. The poverty in the bush in rivers, exactly the poverty with the bushman in Katsina, in Sokoto and in Plateau. They're not different. They are not our problem. Our problem is this greediness of people with impunity displaying wealth. And people get angry with them, but there's nothing they can do. That's why we need another angel to drop from heaven, because we cannot see, we don't see what is happening. Can you imagine what even the question of presidency is not yet finished, it's not settled. And they have forgotten about it. They don't know even it's still in court. They are flying into the assemblies to look for the presidency of that and talking already about, and the only way somebody can outsmart the other is to talk about religion, is to talk about whether you are Igbo, is to talk about, have you heard them talking who is the one that is capable of developing, of making the Senate independent of executive so that they will run this country forward? No, they are talking about
how to balance
the Igbo.
Yes, how to resolve the ethnic
The dichotomy
yes.
of religion.
No more